All right, welcome back, and yeah, here we go. Finally have them. All right, the new standard OMNI V2s finally arrived, and they should be pretty much arriving everywhere else in the world. If you don't already have yours, you should get them pretty soon. Probably, I'd say everyone has them now. There are two different versions of the skate, which is the classic black version, or I'm going to call it the team skate, as well as Yandrio's Pro model, which comes in a nice brown. Actually looks a lot better in real life as opposed to the photos that have been going around when they first posted them up. Yeah, it's a nice darker brown as opposed to that kind of like baby brown, baby poo brown, mustardy color that look like in other photos. The black team skate comes complete as a anti-rocker setup. That's it. They also come with just the standard stock frame. Yes. And the Yandrio Pro model comes with the 50/50 Balance 2 frame and this nice tan color, dark tan. Full setup, 4 wheels down on the ground, flat setup. So that is why there is a price difference. Now the Yandrio model also comes with the anti-rocker wheels, plastic anti-rocker wheels. If you don't want to skate flat, perfectly fine and understandable. Yes, it is a bit more to pay off the bat, but the thing is, if you skate anti, then you have a spare set of wheels for once these are worn down, which is worth the money, really. You do save yourself a bit of cash because obviously the wheels come with bearings and bearing spaces. Yeah, it costs you a bit more if you were to buy them separately. Worth it in the end. If you see a bit closer here, this profile, this rounded profile on these 50/50 frames, or even on, say, the standard frame, skating flat, like, depending how you normally skate, if you're going from anti-rocker to this, you're gonna have a bad time, I think. You can obviously skate these flat, but there is a lot more body positioning and you have to be more precise with how you do your grinds. Say, if this is the rail here, you need to be flat on crossed up. With anti-rocker, you can do a bit of this action, but doing that with the flat setup, you're just gonna get wheel bite. Personally, with this frame, or the standard frame, I would prefer skating more of a bullet profile wheel. That way you don't get as much wheel bite, but the trade-off is, in doing so, if you skate a lot of bowls, a lot of transition, you might have more of a tendency to slip out. So there's always a trade-off with whatever setup you do. But if you're adamant about skating this frame as a flat setup, personally I prefer, like I said, the bullet wheels if you're going 58. But if you want a flat, more of a flat wheel profile, go with some 55s or even 56. I used to skate them with 57 red-eye wheels, and I'd get wheel bite at the start until the wheels were worn in, and then it was kosh. That's just my opinion though. What's the difference between the two frames? The difference is not much. They are the same plastics, same wheel distance. Hardware's different though, where these are both rounded, and then this is one-sided, so you just need one Allen key. But the main difference is the juice bumps on the 50/50 Balance 2, where the standard stock frame does not have that. What does that mean when you're actually skating? Anything on your soles, sole grinds and stuff, you're not really gonna feel the difference. Any H-block grinds, you're not really gonna feel a difference. It's gonna be the same thing, much of a muchness. It's only when you go to do topside grinds, particularly on ledges, is less surface area grinding, sliding over whatever ledge it is, meaning less stickiness. Also will make your frames last a little bit longer. But if you have these, like, you're gonna be fine. They're more than sufficient stock frame, you know. They're all good. So what have they actually updated in the V2s of the standard OMNI skate? With the V1s, people complained about how these weren't very comfortable. Also, in the top part of these skates, this area here, weren't cured properly. So it actually caused a bit of pressure, ankle pressure for a lot of people. Quite uncomfortable. And a lot of people had to heat mold them out. I was one of them. It worked. It was all good. But others hated it. So they've gone and fixed that up. What they've done is it's the same mold, but in the curing process in the factories, they have added a jig. They call it a jig, just to kind of really push that part of the boot out, making it not so tight. Also, the plastic in the boot and the cuff itself is a lot more malleable, a lot softer. It's quite funny because it feels like with the V1s, they were way too hard. So they were just like, F it, we'll show you. And they've just gone real soft. Real soft. Which is actually great, because it seems like everyone online is loving the V2s. It's gotten definitely a more of a positive reaction from everyone, which is awesome. They do feel better. They do feel like a whole another skate, really. Way more comfortable, and yeah, I think for the general masses, it's a great update. Now, also in doing so, making the plastic softer means they are gonna feel different and skate different. Especially if you've been skating the V1s, it's gonna feel very different. Lateral flex, yeah, plenty of flex there. The front and back flex is actually a lot of flex, more than I'm personally used to, but others will love it and will be quite used to it, especially if you're coming from skating, I'd say, razors, or even possibly the sways. They remind me of the sways a little bit as well, with that front and back flex, the older model sways. So they are very flexy to the point where I have to do that buckle up quite a bit for my liking, because I've grown to love a more rigid style cuff. There is a way to change that a little bit. Now, I always go with that classic kind of hockey lacing system where it tightens up around the top. Now I don't do the lacing right up to the very top, the last hole. I go down one because I find it just cuts off the circulation to my feet if I do, but that's just me. So I go down a notch. This is how I used to ride the V1s as well. But do that hockey lacing system, tie it up, get extra long laces, get the, what is it, the 84-inch ones from Laced, old Brandon there. Right, tie them around the cuff, tie them up. Now I find that once that's all locked in and tied up nicely, that locks in that cuff a little bit more. And that front and back flex is not as intense. And it just feels a lot nicer. So it's a good way to fix that a little bit. I've also updated the liner. The stock liner now is a little bit wider and the toe box area is different. The V1s, they had a neoprene toe, but people were stubbing their toes, so they changed it and now it's just more material. So it's more in line with your intuition liner, if that makes sense. Personally, I feel like the skate feels like an SL, like a razor skate, where it's quite a soft plastic. The flex is very similar, even in my opinion, where this cuff is attached to the boot, this pivot point here. Pivot! Pivot! So that pivot point, meaning when you go to jump off, your balance point is different compared to what I've been skating. Not a bad thing, it's just different. So it's just, for me personally, figuring out or getting used to that balance point and where I have that pressure on my feet when I go to jump. Like say if you're riding razors, particularly the SLs, these are gonna feel just at home. They're gonna feel right at home. The difference is, I guess, the sole plate compared to the SLs, where to me this feels definitely more like that feeling you get if you skate a Roshi's Fifth Element. Not so much for the groove or anything like that, but just kind of how far away you are from the grind, and just that solidness. Where I find on razors, it almost feels like a hollow kind of feeling. Doesn't feel as not secure, but as solid. That makes sense. What else? Heel pads. They come with 2 different heel pads, which is awesome. They come stock, already put in there, the black ones, which are quite soft. I am rocking the white heel pads, which they've made them a harder material this time compared to the V1s. For me personally, it's because I'm so used to riding a raised heel boot, where this is a flat boot, so I need a slightly harder heel pad. And then I'm rocking my Intuitions, which also have the heel pad, so I double up. Now, obviously the white heel pads aren't as hard as plastic. They still have a tiny bit of give, which is perfect for me. I don't know, if you're still doing gaps, that kind of thing, and drops, then double heel pad is the way to go. All in all, awesome updates. I think they're fantastic, and I should probably say though, there has been one issue with these boots, with this V2, and that's in the manufacturing stage, where they've, without telling Law and the crew, they've actually kind of added extra plastic in the back here. You'll find if you get them, you'll be able to do this, but then the extra little plastic kind of sticks out and you can't click that cuff back into place. Now it's an easy fix. It's not that hard. If you see here, just cut that extra little bit of plastic off. Or if you've got a Dremel, way quicker even again. Just smash it. All the sizes but medium have that problem. Unless you're, yeah, that's what I found. So if you've got a medium size boot, should be sweet. Everything else, just a little bit of a fixer upper, but nothing major. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a fantastic skate. Great updates. Yeah, it's definitely changed the whole boot, changed the game. I know it was a good way to update the boot, because it could have really been a make or break for the company. So glad to see it's definitely not a break. More testing. I need to skate them more. But so far, yeah, they're good. They're good. I'm digging them. I enjoyed the V1s. So bring on the V2s. Yeah. Huh? Well, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, stay kind, and until next time. Peace. Oh.